Hello everyone, Agion here. Another Come Heroes 2 replay. Spawn on the south side as the OKW player. We have Fortune. Spawn on the north side as UKF. We have Lima, Oscar, Mike. A little bit of chat. Hold up, just to saying the standard opening welcomes. Folks Grenadier, no Kupavagen just yet. Do got no Vickers. We have the intersection also building a trench as well, right on the cutoff point. Good defensive fallback point. Excuse me, my voice is a little bit dry. Maybe that'll help. Let's see, for the doctrines over here, we got fortifications, breakthrough, as well as scavenge. I would say, I'm not so sure what doctrine I'll go in these lineup. Maybe scavenge for the Jaeger lights primarily. Infiltration grenades are always reliable. Perhaps maybe that'd be the most ideal doctrine. Over here we have Royal Artillery, special weapons, as well as mobile assault. I honestly wanted, if it was me, I'm guessing either special weapons or Royal Artillery. Royal Artillery, with you, as long as you don't get weapon racks, you can spend as well as anvil. Well, get weapon with no weapon racks and get anvil. You have some potent artillery, munition-based call-in artillery. Very good pinpoint. Wiring up that actually just wiring it off entirely. He does not want that house being used whatsoever. Plenty of preparations by the UKF player. Plenty of trenches going on down. Didn't we see trenches? Or did he actually cancel it? He must have canceled it. We got Bren coming forward as well. We'll find these Volksgrenadiers. Kupavagen is trying to engage the Universal Carrier, but the Universal Carrier is a bit more well equipped and well armored. But however, there's plenty of supporting infantry here, including Sturm Pioneers for the repairs. So he may be able to, he will force his way. It's a bit unusual to drive around, thinks as being a tracked vehicle, can act a bit weird. And a microwave. And it's sustained quite a bit of damage thanks to this Kupavagen also and the infantry. And the Kupavagen is trying to give chase, but will run in support of the supporting infantry sections. They do very well, getting some very good penetrating hits there. Both units will go ahead and fall back there, however the Storm Pioneers are close by for the repairs. And he does spot them, does pop out, does start gunning them down. We'll get a couple very good hits. You know, Volksgrenadier are going to be eyeing to get in that building. If you claim the building, that is a very problematic. And we'll use actually the repair ability as well for the Universal Carrier. He will manage to reclaim the building in time. Ooh, and a slight oversight causing him to lose that Sturm Pioneer to the Bren Carrier, the Universal Carrier. And losing the Kupavagen as well. He does not need to rebuild that Pioneer squad. He has nothing to utilize the repair, so he could actually stop that and just save up for the Panzer Fusiliers. Oh, crap. He lost a squad of Tommies. Oh. Was it over here or... I didn't see where those Tommies went down, but that's both sides. Whoops. Most of these Volksgrenadiers are slightly in the fire as well. Oh, he fell into the trap, but these Royal Engineers, they have access to the clear obstacles, which can remove them. He may still lose. In fact, he will lose that Volksgrenadier. Ooh. You can still get in the building It's just that you have trouble getting out now, because you can squeeze in through these sides right here, but of course you'll prevent it from being exited throughout the direction and be forced to exit in this open area back here. It will actually throw the incendiary grenade. They're currently being burned alive. He realizes now that his units are stuck in there. He's bringing up the Royal Engineers. The two outer edge models are not getting burned. The Royal Engineers can place down the clear obstacle, the destroyed cover actually. Wait. What? How? Did he place it on the building and then destroyed it right here? I don't know. That shouldn't... What? I don't know. Can you place it on the building itself and then it clears out that little doorway? I don't know. We'll repair up this universal carrier. Lots of units have gone down. He did in fact get a flak half track, so these storm pioneers are now necessary. So he could have actually just decided to go with Panzer Fusiliers, get 2 squads or maybe 3 squads of Panzer Fusiliers and not get the flak half track. You got G43s coming on down on these Panzer Fusiliers. You also got the Royal Engineers capturing this fuel point here. There's nothing to counter this flak half track. It is a little bit vulnerable to rifle fire, but that's not incredibly important. It may wipe out that Vickers, but he will get out. More Panzer Fusiliers, that's probably enough. For now, I would say, as 4 now capable AT infantry squads, and he has a decent amount of snares as well, since these guys do in fact have AT rifle grenades as well. You see a stick grenade. You don't need to be dancing around. That range there is enough to be a minimum range and point blank as well. He may in fact lose. Oh, both sides losing so many squads. Very, very problematic. We got built a trench right there. It is a cutoff point, so you will deny additional fuel to his opponent. The AEC is now out and about. Both sides have lost a significant amount of squads. Black half track will be run down. That is a massive loss once again. Both sides. This game has just been loss after loss. And these are two very experienced players. Both sides not on the top of their game. That flak half track. That flak half track was doomed to die because he lost so many supporting infantry squads. So he couldn't get a Beckenwerfer out in time or any proper screening team. The trench is also on the strong side. While it does still cost 50 manpower, it can be placed anywhere, not even outside of your own territory. So you can't even do that with bunkers with the austere player, so it's very potent in that aspect. Of course, it seems like Relic will no longer be producing patches, which is one big turn-off for me for not really playing the game, because there will be no more future patches, which is a huge amount of glaring balancing problems. oversight, such as OKW able to reinforce from non-cut-off, non-captured sectors with their HQs, makes their forward retreat points incredibly powerful. I would say USF free officers is a bit problematic as well, but they're relatively weak, so they're slightly overpowered, I would say, there. Hands of Fusiliers have what? A population of 6? That is the same population as... Oh, combat engineers used to be 6. I think they got buffed down to 5. Oak Grenadier has a population of 7, if not 8. Multiple misses from the Vickenwerfer. That Vickenwerfer has also known for a lot of blunders like that. This game is a whole RNG fest. This game is primarily shows like what the hell is going on and why Relic still needs to have one person in their shop to make a post, make patches. They're always community patch teams. They'll never get as much support in comparison to the live game itself. Got these trenches here. You could throw a stick grenade, but it won't permanently degarrison the trench. He could have destroyed it with one of the Kenwerfers, which he really should have done that earlier. Brandon AEC now moving on forward. That's a lot of potent MG fire. We could see a AT rifle grenade. In fact, we see a stick grenade. He will guarantee degarrison the trench on the proper side, not on the improper side. And the points of Fluxus, they can go down. There's a lot of MG fire. Oh yeah, we had one Vickenwerfer missing so many times on those units. Usually I never have that trouble with Vickenwerfers. These trenches have a very small target size. They don't, while in comparison bunkers and fighting positions for the USF and Austere, they have like a target size of like 10, so they'll always get hit. While these stuff, like the trenches here, have a pretty small target size. I think maybe 2. I can't really say on the top of my head. It is actually that small. You got the Panzer headquarters now coming on up. It will cover this cutoff point, so you won't have to worry about the cutoff point. But he doesn't have this viewpoint anyways. In test video, apparently the test video referred to it did hit 3 out of 10 times. I think we see one guy standing up, thinking I looked like he was going to throw a grenade. Do got Brens coming on out, so we didn't. Let's see, we could always see special weapons regiment. Ooh. Well, this AEC did claim one of its own Royal Engineers. It will be forced back, getting actually good penetrating hits. There is a modified 6 here. These Royal Engineers may in fact go down, will in fact go down. There you go, he's starting to get some good hits now. We'll force that guy back. I really don't know how to describe this game. There's just so much bad RNG for both sides. I think he may have actually used clear obstacle right here. I don't think there was actually an opening for units to move forward like that. But if he did, that would be excellent. But it looks like that's an actual path, little pathway. So they may have actually patched that in. Ooh. The modified 6 with the, very important right now, the cannon warfare. Japan's headquarters has been built, as noted before, so he is still a little bit farther away. I'm calling in one of those assets. He could. Boom officer, the very less seen Sturm officer, has been called in. This is actually a pretty good map for it. You can go ahead and put him behind this bush line to help inspire your nearby men to have like a plus 15% accuracy. That is a massive bonus for all these nearby units. We have a shoe mine here, so he could run into his opponent's mine, do the exact same thing. This one looks like clear obstacle from. Might have been a clear obstacle from the Royal Engineers, but not really enough to actually clear out the area. You have a Cromwell now coming on out. The Cromwell is an effective medium tank. And we're pretty far away from seeing any medium tank for the OKW player. Most likely, you'll probably see a. What's it called? A Jagdpanzer. Cheapest of all the units in that building. I just can't think right now. You got the Sturm officer. The Sturm officer does have 3 Obstats and bodyguards. Just that if you lose this individual, it'll force a mass retreat of nearby units. You got a royal, well, not royal artillery, British artillery being rained on in from the base. There is a squad of pyrotechnics. Does, of course, give them excellent long-range sight. Ooh, this squad is almost going down. Very, very low in health. The sheer panzer quarters is set up very nicely. Will cover a significant amount of range. If he actually destroys a bit of this cover with his first tank, then he can go ahead and cover up this point as well. And perhaps even open up alternative retreat path instead of going wide around here or here. Just go straight into the base. Officers getting hit. One, not the officers getting focused down. Looks like the Obstats and bodyguards are. Should just go ahead and retreat back. The cannon warfers are now lining on up. If the officer itself goes down, then it'll force these cannon warfers to retreat back. And this shoe mine, ooh, very close. We'll barely dodge it. And these 2 landmines here, the M6 mines, are way too close together. They're going chain react, which could kill off a 4-man squad if they angle themselves properly, put it right around here. We do got the Royal Artillery being locked down in. That's very unusual. Do we see Anvil? We definitely should see Anvil if he's going to go for this doctrine. So you get the airburst rounds. You have a sweep of these mines, so he knows they are there. The cannon warfare does destroy that sandbags when he needs to hit the thing behind the sandbags. The squad of Panzer Fusiliers have been called in. Most likely we'll see an AT rifle grenade. We will see a stick grenade, actually. Didn't actually use the AT rifle grenade. That's unsurprising to me. And these Panzer Fusiliers are seeing quite a bit of fire. They're very close to being gunned down. There's just one model left. Will, in fact, get gunned down. That's very problematic. More squads now going down. And, ooh, finds both those mines. Cromwell here has not made a move. These infantry section are trying to run down the Vikenwerfer as the Vikenwerfer is trying to run down those vehicles. I hear a sexton. I thought that was base artillery for some odd reason, but I do in fact have a sexton being come on out. Cromwell has moved forward onto that shoe mine we spotted earlier. No Vikenwerfers nearby. They responded to the AEC as well as the universal carrier. But now with this sexton out, though the sexton is not the priest, does not have a machine gun to protect itself, which actually doesn't work actually works quite well. But the Vikenwerfer gets a very good hit there. The Vikenwerfer cloaked on in and will get the kill on the sexton. He would have not have gotten that snare. He probably would have got out of the line of sight, no problem. So that was actually a very poor management. But there goes another Panzer Fusilier somewhere, losing. Not sure where, but he lost another squad Panzer Fusiliers. Both sides just losing so much. Almost lost that infantry section as well. We do got a Panzer IV being called on in. He really does need the armor. Squad of Panzer Fusiliers is at Veterancy 5. They can vet up quite quickly. And of course, at Veterancy 5, they gain the ability to sprint out of combat. We have... Oh, we do not have airburst rounds. Aim. Get anvil! If you're going to Royal Artillery, you really do need that. You can no longer designate the base target thanks to the previous patch. Or was it the patch before that? Those two previous patches were very close together.
Sorry, but we're being bloody shot at, attacking our flanks.
Do have the death of the universal carrier. Looks like a couple of Cannon Warfare Shadow 2, along with a Panzer Faust. We do got these burn equipped infantry section in this house here. We're seeing quite a bit of fire. The Panzer IV maybe was one shot at the destruction of the house. It was mostly on this side. So the next shot would have been here, destroying more walls, doing a significant amount of health damage, will result in the collapse of the building. No, for assured. Basically, how I describe how these buildings destroyed is very finicky how they exactly work. But think of Bad Company, Battlefield Bad Company 1 or 2. So much damage will be blow out a section of the house, and then that damage will be, if there's just too many walls blown out, then the building will collapse. And Warfare will support the Panzer IV, will ward with the Cromwell. And it looks like he has destroyed enough of this nearby area. I think that's actually from the base howitzers. Destroy this heavy cover, now allowing full line of sight around that Sure Panzer headquarters. Or almost full. The squad Panzer Fusiliers have been called on in, but he will need to reacquire the G43s. Heavy amount of infrastructure is still out in the field. I think he lost a squad. Didn't he have 4? Both sides have lost so much.
The enemy are at 200 points.
We've got the Cromwell moving forward as well as the AEC. That is plenty of anti-tank. Most likely we'll be able to take on the Panzer IV, no problem, but there's Vikenwerfers you have to be worried about. Cloaked little guys. Another thing I would say of balancing in the game is perhaps move the cloak from Veterancy 0 to Veterancy 1. Now, of course, make them recapture the Vikenwerfers can't just lurk around everywhere. They at least have a bit of veterancy to go along with it. Panzer IV is going now moving on forward. He's trying to decrew the Vikenwerfer, but Panzer IV is here to support. Firefly is coming out on the line. We do have the Oh, he rolls a bounce in the second shot, but we'll get the. No, he didn't roll a bounce. He actually managed to. Actually, I think it was a bounce. The second shot does, of course, enable them immobilize. It was the AEC Treadbreaker, something you don't see very too often. I hear more Royal Artillery being called on in. Still no anvil. He really does need that. Firefly will be a heavy counter to the Panzer IV.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
In position at the edge.
The enemy cut our supply line.
And Warfers are currently repositioning. They're in a very good position to take on that AEC. We do got these Panzer Fusiliers with Veteran C5. They're a monster to deal with, even with infantry sections. Vet 3 infantry section with Brenz. 2 Vickenwerfer hits come on in. Panzer IV's got eye for the next shot. The Firefly has been spotted. We'll roll a miss there. 2 good hits onto the Sherman Firefly. AEC will be hit by the AT rocket grenade. May in fact take it out. Yeah, will in fact take it out. We got massive hits onto the Panzer IV. He will be falling back. Roll, miss there by the Firefly.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points. Our supply line's broken.
Snare onto the Chromo will delay any advance. We do have the repairs coming onto the Panzer IV now. But we do got these intersections now moving forward, so these Pioneers will be forced back. But yes, this is what he's actually doing with the Zoom officer. He's going to get behind the bush to prevent it that's nearby to get up. Will inspire the nearby units. Those likes a little bit out of range.
Enemy movement! On the flank! Under fire! Panzer engaging! Cover me! Suppress the assault! Group and ready! Mark completed.
Ooh, that lag doing some very good hits there. Twins and Fusiliers do in fact fall back. So does the Vickers, however. We got another Sexton coming out on the field. He needs anvil. We'll get managed to cause a little bit of death loop on this Vickenwerfer. Next model is getting gunned down. Yes, the death loop will kill off the Vickenwerfer. Not only Soviets have it, OKW has it as well for the Vickenwerfers. You do got the Panzer IV getting hit. And so is and these Volksgrenadiers need to fall back. There's a lot of indirect fire coming in the general area, but Polish will make it out no problem. Looks like actually one of the String Pioneers did in fact hit directly the artillery. I is eyeing to destroy this Vickenwerfer. Is want to use up this entirety of the unit to secure it. That's very understandable. And secure it, destroy it.
Tank ready and waiting.
Section behind this heavy cover will mostly will force away these Panzer Fusiliers, but they're now very close range at the point blank mark. Actually, will manage to win out. I'm always just surprised how effective these damn guys are. They'll probably receive a proper nerf if they weren't 6 population. I would say increase the population per model from 1 to 1.5, making the total population 9 when with all 6 men. They're a very effective unit. Actually, a little bit on the cheap side how they perform G43s as well. And that reconnaissance package does give them a huge sight increase. So perhaps maybe even nerf that sight bonus. They basically spot for everything. We'll finish off the sandbags there, but you receive additional model loss because of that. Hands 4 does get a nice hit right there. Got quite a bit of fuel build up for both sides. It's Fortune actually saving up for our Yag Tiger? That's a bit bold. Looks like the Sextons once again firing upon the HQ on destroy it, though it's right now a very little impact building. His opponent is not going to be eyeing to get anything substantial from it, and doesn't really. Well, it does actually prevent quite a bit of infantry movement along this flank, so it is actually a bit impactful. It prevents infantry movement right around here. These infantry sections will have trouble assaulting. They're equipped with brands, so they can't move and shoot. They sustain a lot of losses right there. Both out some pyrotechnics there. Some more artillery will be raining on in. Pyrotechnics flares does a... Oh, he lost a squad over here. He lost an entire squad over here. That is not good. Pyrotechnic barrage. Oh, very good shot there. Oh, they share the same cooldown. From here, I think each of the base artillery fires 3 here, and the ability from this guy, they fire each in 8 shots, so it's a very good barrage. So it's much, and also it's much cheaper. Of course, it's very limited to a unit no longer get any healing other than from other squads. But they do get a very good sight bonus. Increases their sight from 30 to 50. Making them very good spotters. We got another Cromwell on out as well. We still have the Firefly as well, so we got a substantial amount of medium tanks for the UKF player. The Yag Tiger will be out. Another 2 minutes of fuel. Trigger's now up to 3 members, but getting hit by the lag. Weekend Warfare does find the Cromwell, get a nice hit in there. 2 hits, in fact.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Another Cromwell coming on the build queue, and to make use of his substantial fuel float. Not getting more Sextons. There is, of course, the Weekend Warfare here. and getting some very good hits on top of this Panzer IV. The Firefly will retreat back on out. He will be hitting by more again, but will get a nice penetrating hit there, wiping out this Panzer IV. That is a critical asset. However, the Jagdtiger will be coming out shortly. He does have 3 Vikettenwerfers now, so he has a substantial amount of AT through infantry support teams. This Jagdtiger, it would be hard to move around the map with that, but it'd be much easier. He has going to have a lot of mobile units. He needs to get another squad of Royal Engineers for the repairs. Sexton can also soften up the Jagdtiger quite actually reasonably.
Supply line's been cut.
As the Fusiliers, this infantry section, he needs to start moving it across the side of the map in order for him to fall back, because he won't be able to do much right now.
We're losing a capture point. Jerry's only
We got 100 tickets left for the OKW player, so the OKW player has to make sure he gets 2 VPs now, hence why he repositioned. And he may in fact lose a squad. There's eventually 5 Panzer Fusiliers chasing down this guy. You have had less veteran squads take out a single man like this, but he does not roll lucky. About time a squad does not get wiped in this game. Another squad of Royal Engineers, exactly what he needs. He needs the more repairs. The Jagdtiger is now out. He instantly starts researching the improved engines. Munitions for increased speed and rotate. I think that's actually acceleration rotate. Oh, so silent. If one of these shots actually land, he actually lost the sheer panzer quarters due to the sustained Saxon barrage. But if one of these shots there, now he knows the Jagdtiger's there. If he's paying attention.
base howitzers ready to plaster a target.
Cromwell's not moving on forward, but he will find the wrath of the Jagdtiger. Will roll a miss, however.
Trying to take one of our points.
There's a plenty of medium tanks in order to swarm us around, and we even got some tulips coming on out. That is an excellent option to stun the Jagdtiger.
We're losing a capture point.
You got a booby trap coming on out. Very nice. But he may get spotted by this Vickers. He might have been spotted by this Vickers. It's really hard to tell, but I heard the gun firing. He definitely got spotted. Jagdtiger has got a decisive penetrating hit, like it will always get a penetrating hit if it lands. I think it always get a penetrating hit. I don't think it can have bounce against anything. Sexton's going to go ahead and start barraging the unit. We'll do quite a bit. Gets 2 nice hits there, softening it up. And one of the infantry sections may in fact go down. We'll retreat back now. Yeah, he will bear tulip rockets coming on, but the elevation will make the rockets fly too high. There's in fact also a shoe mine here. Shoe mine. He will in fact lose his other squad of infantry sections. There's another shoe mine. There's another shoe mine. He in fact will lose his tank over that shoe. No. Jagdtiger in severe amount of trouble. He will in fact lose the Jagdtiger, but he's going to lose this. Oh, Vikettenwerfer. Shoe mine. Why did he retreat back? These are both one sneeze away from death. Is there any other shoe mines? No.
Our capture point. They're trying
And
to
those
take it.
that tulip whiff, those tulips will fire straight out. And something you have to realize in this map, there is a hill here. The Firefly was right around here. The Ayag Tiger was down here. So it shot over the tank. This map, when you're looking from right here, may not look like it's hilly, but this thing is hilly. Oh, there goes one of those Cromwells.
The enemy have knocked out a Cromwell tank.
You also got a dropped Bren here. The Storm Pioneers could make use of that. We do also have these Storm Pioneers at Veterancy 3, so they have access to the stun grenade. You'll spot the Bren there.
Ready to bombard with the base howitzers.
Ooh, there goes that squad of Panzer Fusiliers. More and more squads going down. Yeah, the Yag Tiger is a multiplayer asset. It's Elephant's more reasonable actually in a 1v1. Not so much the Yag Tiger. Elephant's a bit, well, not as much armor, a bit mobile, a bit more. We do got a barrage coming on in. Still no anvil. Shame. Shame. He still has superior infantry. His opponent is down to one infantry section at the moment, rebooting another.
Infantry squad.
We do got a cap in favor of the British player once again, but he's now it's neutral capping, and he really can't be losing any more tickets. Down to 85 tickets is not a whole lot, as everybody may know. Cannon Warfare at Veteran C4 gains increased mobility, effective firing range, increased accuracy. Two very good hits. Cannon Warfare's now down to one shot away from death. He's trying to fire, but will not continue at the edge of the circle. Might as well save up for another Yag Tiger. He does not have another Share Panzer quarters. He could always go for a mechanized HQ, get some Pumas. That's a cheaper alternative. But you need a whole Puma span to deal with. Need at least, I would say, 3 Pumas to every tank, which that's very accessible at the beginning of the game. But in this part of the game, where you're already down a lot of fuel and your opponent's already up a lot of tanks, not exactly easy to do. We see a concussion grenade. Muffler is inspiring this nearby squad, so they're very accurate. Do got the assault artillery coming on in, eyeing to place his Vickers team. Do got Centaur coming on out. That is very reasonable. You know the Sheer Panzer quarters is down. He needs anti-infantry assets. He won't be expecting another Sheer Panzer quarters after losing a Yag Tiger as well. He's getting some more anti-infantry assets. At Veteran C5, the Cannon Warfare. These Panzer Fusiliers are getting hit a bit, but they're Veteran C4 versus Veteran C0 squads. Plus 2 Minesweepers. And Veteran C2, but either way. So we do got a close range Sexton barrage. It has been secured up by the Bren team. It looks like the UKF player is in favor to win out. I actually forget to introduce these players. Fortune and Lima Oscar Mike. Did I forget to introduce them? I can't really remember. Like the officer was forced to fall back, but he still has the officer model, so it may have not been sniped. It may have just been a forward retreat, so retreating, general retreat anyways. You got a barrage coming on in, and with the line of sight still enabled with the area, he will get very effective hits. You do got the Centaur now out, has received 2 Viken Warfare shots. Ooh, and this one getting very good amount of work in. He has wiped out one of the Kenwerfers. Just need an angle circling around the Kenwerfer. The Panzerfaust are a bit problematic. He can be taken out by one. Will in fact take out that Kenwerfer, but here comes the Panzerfaust. Oh, but it bounced, so doing only I think half damage. Still snares the engine, however. Oh, but the lie gets the hit and kill.
One of our Centaur anti-aircraft tanks has been lost.
Sappers reporting. Positions out.
Saxon's still firing away at 2 stars of veterancy, so it has increased, decreased cooldowns, increased, decreased. And there's a triple cap in favor of the UKF player.
The enemy's taken a proper thrashing. He's down to only 50 points.
We'll take out the officer with the first model right there, forcing that squad to fall back. Not like they can really win out against a properly equipped infantry section.
Somebody's shooting at us.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
You're out of sight.
We got a capture coming on up. We do got a dropped Bren on Panzer Fusiliers. That's not very good.
Squads.
We'll force this squad away, so he will prevent the capture of that point. He's still now moving unit over here, but he needs the Kenwerfers. He lost one of them.
Enemy causing trouble. Trying
He
to
still has two. Another Centaur tank that's coming on forward. He has enough fuel for a Jagdtiger. He just needs a little bit more manpower. But that's a little bit of tall order when you need all your infantry squads out capturing now. The man needs to get it. It'll be his only potent anti-tank asset. A lot of artillery being rained on in, but there's only one squad of infantry section once
capture point
left.
being overrun.
It still has a number of Royal Engineers. Royal Engineers are also decent in fighting, especially with 5-man squad, and so they could also have the Minesweeper. Oh, there goes the Sexton. Losing that is very problematic as well. We will see a Panzerfaust coming forward. Yes, he will. He will snare the engine. But Kenwerfer lining up a shot. He needs 2 shots in order to take it out. One shot, but the another Panzerfaust could go ahead and take it out. Just almost off cooldown. 6, 5, 4. No, he's decided to run away. Ooh, Jagdtiger. It's a very good rear armor shot. Not like the rear armor actually means anything with a Jagdtiger. If he pokes any far forward, he could force fire the ground, try and hit the unit. He needs to force fire ground to hit the unit. He does force fire the ground, but rolls a miss. Both his Cromwells are very low in health. Both again, but rolls another miss.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Both Dodson will secure up this VP. With 60 VPs left, 16, he can't lose too many more. He needs to make sure he does in fact decapture the other one before this one gets captured up. Every VP is vital to the OKW player. You got the artillery flares not being called on in to reveal the front line territories. And I say that, and there's flares right here, probably from this sector. Was that sector? Ooh, Panzer Fusiliers with extended range of sight makes him very good at spotting for the Jagdtiger. That's a very powerful combo. One reason why the Jagdtiger all does so well, because the extended vision range of these Fusiliers, allowing for this asset to have very good spotting capabilities from your standard infantry.
Gun tank ready for
Basically a standard infantry at this point.
our capture point. They're
Oh,
trying
there
to
goes another Bren. He will claim... Oh, he will claim another Bren. That is a very powerful Panzer Fusiliers. I think that one has 2 Brens as well as 3 G43s. That is a monster of a squad now. We do got the Cromwell. We'll receive a snare from the Panzerfaust. It is getting hit in the rear armor of the Jagd Tiger. The Jagd Tiger could just go ahead and just stop, keep the unit Cromwell in the range of the Vikenwerfer. The Vikenwerfer does in fact get taken out, as well as the Jagd Tiger. The Viken will sacrifice his squad in order to capture this thing up. Will not get the kill. The Centaur being excellent close range anti-infantry. We'll call the GG. Doesn't really have nothing recapture point. Should have gone Panthers instead. Probably. Jagd Tiger is not very good in 1v1s. Anyway, this is Agion saying thank you for watching and signing off.